Next question, and we will start with Mr. Spencer. How will you support our low-income residents and ensure that they get the services that they need?
Well, I think ultimately in Camden, when you're talking about supporting any, I guess, community or constituency, it boils down to bringing resources into the city and money into the city. So, you know, my number one job is to make sure that there are resources here and to bring resources here. That's why I'm particularly concerned about when we talk about things like, well, Subaru's generating all this foot traffic, even though Subaru basically said, hey, we're going to be a self-contained community. Our folks aren't going to have to leave this building for anything. Well, there's a problem with that. So the mayor's going to have to figure out ways, like I said, through a wage tax and other ways that we can bring resources into the city to support those underserved communities. And we also have to be more vigilant in fighting to make sure our surrounding communities take their responsibility and shoulder some of the load of carrying some of the low-income community that's in Camden.
Thank you. Mr. Lamboy?
Would you mind repeating that question?
Excuse me?
Would you repeat the question?
How will you support our low-income residents and ensure that they get the services they need?
You know, I've heard an applaud line over the past few years that the best social program is a job. You guys have heard that one? And then I look at the companies that are being brought into the city of Camden with no jobs for our low-income residents. I look at the tax abatements that are being given to them, the real estate tax that is not coming into the city to address these issues. I do believe the best program is a job. And I will work to bring companies into the city with the precious little land that we have left that will create jobs for our residents today. You know, somebody who has a job out in Mayoral has to spend 2 hours getting there, maybe getting $15 to $18 an hour. They had that same job here in Camden. Maybe lived in Kramer Hill, had to take the bus to South Camden for that job. They can start thinking about buying their house instead of renting their house. A mortgage on the typical Camden home is about $600. We pay more in rent than we do in a mortgage in the houses. Those are the kinds of thinking we need to have in our city. And real way the strategies that are being pursued in the past 5 years with the future and how we provide for all of our residents, not just select.
Thank you. Mr. Mayoral.
The way we address the low-income population is educating them and improving their training abilities and preparing them for these jobs and preparing them to just be self-sustained. It's more than just bringing some job in and hoping that they qualify for it. Our individuals, many need to be educated, many need to be trained, and it's what we've been doing with the local labor leaders and breaking the mold and opening doors for individuals that we've gotten into the apprenticeship program and getting these individuals working. And they'll work in the city of Camden for a short period of time, but they will travel and continue because it's a career. It's not just a job. And that is what we will continue to do. We've done it and will continue to do for our residents to increase their quality of life here in the city of Camden.